Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and today is day 6 of the Scrap Timber and 30 Days of Sketches video series.
So here is a look at day 6, the sketch, and the element that we're supposed to be adding in for scrap timber is fussy cutting. So I've pulled out an older photo of me and my husband, and I just love this double rainbow. You can barely see the double one, but I just love the vibrancy of this one. So I'm going to use this photo. And then I've pulled out a couple of pattern papers that I've had from an older collection, and then a remnants of a sticker sheet. I'm really liking the photo op right there. And then this will probably be my fussy cutting. I love this little piece right here. Here comes the sun. I don't know. There's just some things on here that I think that I can fussy cut out. And then also, I love graph paper. If you know me, if you follow me, you know I love graph paper. But I don't want all of this. So I'm probably going to fussy cut that out and then use some sort of backing on this little corner that my photo will go on. As far as the circle elements, there's some circle elements right here. I'm probably going to be using this stamp set, and then I'm also going to show you how to, if you don't have a circle stamp set, just picking up random circle shapes and just using inks or paints to get that done. And then for my title, I'm going to use this new pattern block alphabet, and I'll have to fussy cut those out. So let me clean up a bit and let's get started. So I'm going to start by just roughly fussy cutting this out. And remember, I'm not using the part that I'm cutting out. I basically just want this graph paper without all these florals. Now, these florals are gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But I just don't think they're going to go with what I'm going to try to accomplish here. And then, of course, that title, that wonderful pennant. I just hate to cover that up with my photo. I'd rather use that on something else. Card, layout, anything like that. So you can see that fussy cutting went pretty fast. And then I'm going to save this until I'm sure that's what I'm going to do. Move the sketch over to the side. Go ahead and cut off my zip strip. Will not be using that. And then we can start with the circle elements. So again, I have tons of stamp sets that have circles on them. So I will be using some actual stamp sets, but then I also, pardon the noise, I also want to show you where you can use just random circle shapes to create circles. So we're going to do that after I get the stamps down. Now, as far as these stamps go, they're embroidered. I really don't care about that, but you know, there's this one that doesn't really have an embroidered feel, and then the stitching one, this zigzag stitch, and then there are some floral pieces in the sketch. So I may use that, but right now I'm just going to use this largest circle. So the colors I'm going to be using are Papaya, Sundance, Green Apple, and Lagoon. And there's really no rhyme or reason to which color will be which circle. I'm just going to go with it. Don't know. That's good enough. Okay, so I'm just going to be overlapping some circles. And even down there, sorry, that was kind of off camera. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to the largest circles and then come back and fill in the smaller circles. So I am going to be using, this is our clear jars I'm going to be using probably the lid, I think. Doesn't really matter, the lid or this part. And then I'm going to be using just regular inks. And I'm just going to go directly to the ink pad. You could use like an all-purpose mat, maybe even some distress oxides. But I'm just going to do this. And then go right there and maybe even offset it. Well, I thought I could. See how I kind of scooted it? And then it gives that kind of shadow effect. Really liking that. Okay, so there's that largest one. And you can clean it up just like you do your stamp sets, whether you have a stamp chamois or some other sort of wet towel. I'll wait to close that just in case there's still some liquid. So then now I'm going to come fill in with the smaller circles. Okay, so off camera I stamped that smaller little circle in Sundance, and now I'm going to go ahead and cover up that hole that I fussy cut. So I'm going to use this pattern paper from the same collection. I love it. It's in the Lagoon. It has the air balloons, it has the clouds, just kind of fun and whimsical. Lagoon probably is one of my favorite close to my heart colors. So while Lagoon has nothing to do with my photo, I just want to bring it in because I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And the reason I'm backing it on a full 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock is because this Lagoon piece isn't quite large enough to cover up this hole. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So see how there's some gaps? So I couldn't just tape it to the back of the graph paper. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Again, I'm envisioning our photo going here. I'm going to put some stuff here to kind of take away the rigidness of that fussy cut. My title is going to be up here, Lucky Charm. Yeah, so okay, so the sketch had some paint splatters. So I think I'm going to do that up there, but I'm going to do it with a stamp set. Makes it so much easier when you have a stamp set that can do paint splatters to me. So, use that one. And I think we haven't used green apple yet. So we're going to see how this works. I had an air bubble in my stamp set. I hope it's okay. Yeah. Got a scratch piece of paper here. Okay. And then from that same stamp set, I've got this paint splatter. I love paint splatter, especially if it's so easy like a stamp set. Okay, so something's definitely gonna have to go up in there. Just not gonna, I don't really know what that's going to be at this moment. So, okay, so off camera, I went ahead and inked up the word lucky using that pattern block alphabet, and I fussy cut it out. I did use papaya to kind of match my husband's shirt. And then for the charm, I was going to do the same thing and put charm down here, but I think I'm going to use another new stamp set called Bold Marker Alphabet. And this one I'm going to actually ink up and stamp directly onto my layout. And that's going to go just kind of under here. So in order to know where the charm's going to go, I'm just going to lay these out. I don't want to cover up my circles too much, but I do want it somewhat high since it is the title. And I actually think it may take care of kind of that blank spot up there. So I have Lucky, and then charm is 5 letters. And then, so yeah, I think I'm going to like that. So I'm going to use Sapphire, which is kind of a dark, dark blue. And I'm going to start with M. That way I can work my way back and I don't run out of room. So, ooh. That's why I try not to keep open ink pads around for very long. So this is a new stamp set, so I'm just seasoning it up with my fingers. You can also use rub and remove eraser. You can just do it on your work surface a little bit. Anything to just kind of get that film off the stamp set. It inks up much nicer. So let me just see what this is going to look like on a scratch piece of paper. Yes, I'm loving that. And then since this is grid paper, another reason why I like using grid paper, I can use it as a ruler. So I'm going to move this down just a little bit, try not to get my hair in the shot, so I can be up over my stamping. Okay. And then, like I said, I'm just going to work myself backwards, hoping that I don't mess up with the spelling. That's always a danger here. And actually, I'm going to put this on a larger block so I can see those lines. The only thing with a larger block is I have to make sure that I don't get ink on the block itself. And I can move these now. So there's the R. The other thing about stamping alphabets is directly onto your project. Sometimes it pays to intentionally make them crooked. That way, if you mess up, it's not as noticeable. See, even though as hard as I try, that M is much lower than the other letters. So this H, I'm going to try and bring down just a little bit lower and see how it works. The other good thing about choosing an alphabet stamp that is kind of like this one, this bold marker one, is it lends itself to kind of being distressed, kind of being funky. You know, it's not such a proper alphabet, I guess, for lack of a better word. And so if it's crooked, it just seems natural. Or at least, I think so. Okay, so Lucky Charm. And then let's close this because you know how I am. And then we can start putting these letters on. So I'm going to do this off camera, stick these down so you don't have to watch that. Okay, so I've got those adhered down, and I want to add another one of those Sundance stitched circles right there. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. And then I think I want to do another one of the large papaya circles over here, just a half one. We've got so much papaya anyways with the title, with this shirt, but I just feel like, and again, I'm going to kind of move it so it looks weathered.
And that again is just one of our little craft jars, but you can use any circle shape that you have around your craft table or even in your kitchen, anything that's the shape you want.
And I've also, I did a coffee layout several months ago where I actually used the bottom of my coffee cup. So I love using regular everyday items to make shapes, especially the circles. Okay, so I went ahead and matted that out. I did go ahead and fussy cut out, make the most of today, and that will have a little bit of something to do with my journaling that I do later. The photo op, I definitely want to use. And then I had these, I cut these from a zip strip. I love the sayings. The only problem is I don't want to bring in flamingo because papaya. I haven't used red yet. I don't really think it goes, again, because of papaya. You and Me and Awesome is good. So I may try to actually recreate those. And then, let's see what else I have. I like these clouds. So I might actually try to use those. And then the umbrella would be cute. So we'll just see. I may be able to cover up that candy apple with just a sliver of papaya. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this on foam. Perfect. Except let me cut it down just a little bit. I usually like to do my foam a little smaller than my picture. That way I can tuck things in behind it after the fact, because I am notorious for deciding to put an embellishment after I've already glued everything down. But I'll leave like that for now. Oh, I think actually I can go ahead and adhere that down and then maybe add 3D foam tape to this one. And I just adhered that directly to the page. I'm gonna have to double up on that one because my photo also has foam tape on it. Okay, so perfect. I'll go ahead and get this adhered down. And then I usually like to use just dots of liquid, not a whole lot. Just find liquid adhesive bubbles my project. Okay, so I think we're straight there. I did leave more room at the bottom instead of centering it left and bottom to add some of these little strips. I'm just loving how those circles look. So I could do that. I could also add it over here. Yeah, I like how that is. Those little dots to me remind me of those. Okay, so I think I'm going to put this right here. I did add some ink sponging to the outside edges just to kind of make it pop. But I think I need something up above it. So this perfectly imperfect background, where did I put Sapphire? It has a smaller little paint splatter. I think I'm going to add that right there. Yeah. I like it. Okay. So then we just need to add some 3D foam. I'm actually just going to use the same foam that I used for my photo. On here. And then just get that adhered down, and then I think we're done. Make the most of today. This is like freaking me out because I don't know whether to have today straight. I think that's what I'll do. You know, it's crooked, but I think I want today straight. And then I think I might actually come over here and fill in another one of those little Sundance stitched circles. Again, it's really all about just balancing out. Colors, you know, you need triangles. Just seem to be more pleasing to the eye, so they say. And then you just need some of the same elements. So I think that's it. As much as I wanted to use these little strips, I just don't think it's going to work. The colors are just all wrong. I may on my computer go ahead and type up the same thing. You know, love your smile. These all really just fit so perfectly. This really happened. I mean, like, we're trying to conduct a run, and here it comes raining. I don't know. Maybe I should use pink and then just add another pink something up here. Okay, let me think about it. Okay, so I did decide to do that. For my pink, there's some hearts on this sticker sheet. So that is going to be my pink up here. And so that makes it all better for me. Okay, again, this is day 6. I will leave all the links down to the products that I used in the description down below, as well as links to all the ladies playing along. And I will also leave a link down to the 30 days of sketches for Christy's Beautiful Life Facebook group, where these sketches will be posted, and we love to see what you do with the sketch. A starting point for me, a great starting point is always a sketch. It just always just kind of sparks that creativity, especially when I don't have any. So I encourage you, if you are starting out, I encourage you to just start with a sketch. And you can see that on some of my videos, I stay pretty true to the sketch like I did on this one. You can see this is pretty true to the sketch. But on other ones, I kind of do my own thing. It's amazing how I look at the sketch and then my mind goes other places. So again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I always like having you guys here. I love reading your comments. If you aren't already a subscriber, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and then also sign up for notifications so you'll be alerted the next time I post a crafty video. And as always, if you liked what you saw, please consider leaving a comment and give me a thumbs up. It helps a lot. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 7.